Historical facts we just learned this month that made us say really? History often surprises us with its twists and turns, offering fascinating and often peculiar insights into the past. From the political drama of senators in battle to surprising electoral outcomes and strange courtship customs, these historical facts challenge what we think we know. Here are 10 incredible revelations from history that will leave you amazed. Number 1. The only U.S. senator to fall in combat. The Civil War, America's bloodiest conflict, claimed the lives of an estimated 620,000 to 750,000 soldiers. Among the casualties was Senator Edward Dickinson Baker, a close friend of President Abraham Lincoln. Born in London in 1811, Baker emigrated to the United States as a child. A man of many talents, he was a lawyer, politician, and soldier who represented Oregon in the Senate while commanding Union troops. On October 21, 1861, Baker led his regiment into the Battle of Ball's Bluff near Leesburg, Virginia. Despite his gallantry, Baker was struck down, becoming the only sitting U.S. senator in history to die in combat. His death shocked the nation and deeply affected Lincoln, who named one of his sons after him. Baker's legacy lives on in the numerous places named in his honor, including Baker City, Oregon. Number 2. When a chimpanzee ran for office. In 1988, political discontent in Rio de Janeiro reached an unusual peak when voters turned to an unlikely candidate, Tiao, a beloved chimpanzee at the city zoo. Representing the satirical Brazilian Banana Party, Tiao's candidacy began as a joke but quickly gained traction among disillusioned voters. Tiao's campaign slogan mocked the corruption of human politicians, and the chimp reportedly received around 400,000 write-in votes, coming in third place. While not officially recognized, Tiao became a symbol of protest against a broken political system. The episode demonstrated the extent of voter dissatisfaction, using humor to highlight serious flaws in the electoral process. Number 3. Maori seafarers and the Antarctic connection. Centuries before European explorers reached Antarctica, Polynesian seafarers, including the Maori, may have ventured to the icy continent. Oral histories recount the journey of Huite Rangiora, a legendary navigator who sailed south around 650 CE. These tales describe a landscape of frozen seas, aligning with Antarctic conditions. Recent studies support the possibility that Polynesian explorers reached Antarctica using advanced navigation skills, long predating the 19th century expeditions of James Cook or Fabian von Bellingshausen. If proven, this revelation rewrites the timeline of human exploration, showcasing the incredible achievements of Polynesian voyagers. Number 4. The American Plan and Forced STI Treatment. During World War I, the U.S. government introduced the controversial American Plan to protect soldiers from sexually transmitted infections. Women suspected of promiscuity, often without evidence, were detained and forced into treatment. One such victim was Nina McCall, who was institutionalized in Michigan for months despite her protests. She later revealed the humiliating and invasive procedures she endured. By 1919, over 30,000 women had been detained under the plan. While framed as a public health measure, the plan was criticized for its blatant sexism and violation of civil liberties, a dark chapter in America's wartime history. Number 5. Queen Victoria's reign began with a family tragedy. Princess Charlotte of Wales, born in 1796, was the only legitimate grandchild of King George III and a beloved figure in Britain. As the heir apparent, she was widely admired for her charm and potential to one day bring stability to the monarchy. However, her promising life ended in tragedy on November 6, 1817, when she died during childbirth at the age of 21, along with her stillborn son. Her sudden death threw the British monarchy into crisis. With no other legitimate heirs from George III's line, Charlotte's uncles scrambled to marry and produce offspring to secure the royal succession. Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, rose to the challenge, fathering Princess Victoria in 1819. Victoria ultimately ascended the throne in 1837, ushering in the transformative Victorian era. Without Charlotte's untimely demise, the Victorian age as we know it may never have existed, highlighting how one tragic event can alter the course of history. Number 6. The word jumbo took on new meaning thanks to a circus elephant. Jumbo, a giant African elephant, became a global phenomenon in the 1880s thanks to his massive size and the showmanship of P.T. Barnum. Born in Sudan around 1860, Jumbo was initially a star attraction at the London Zoo, where his affectionate nature charmed visitors. In 1882, Barnum purchased him for $10,000, equivalent to over $280,000 today, sparking outrage among British citizens who didn't want to lose their beloved elephant. Jumbo's size was so extraordinary that he redefined the word jumbo, previously used to mean clumsy or unwieldy. His name became synonymous with anything enormous. Tragically, Jumbo died in 1885 after being struck by a train while reportedly trying to protect a younger elephant. Despite his death, his legacy lived on, and Jumbo remains a part of the English language, symbolizing the outsized impact of this extraordinary animal. Number 7. Theodore Roosevelt lost vision in one eye from boxing. Theodore Roosevelt, America's 26th president, was known for his vigorous lifestyle and love of physical challenges. From wrestling to horseback riding, Roosevelt believed strenuous activity built character. Among his favorite pastimes was boxing, which he pursued even while serving as president. In December 1904, Roosevelt suffered a severe injury during a sparring session with a military aide. A powerful blow to his left eye ruptured blood vessels, leading to partial blindness in that eye. Roosevelt kept the injury a secret for years to avoid public scrutiny. In his autobiography, he later admitted, "I had to abandon boxing as well as wrestling, for in one bout a young captain of artillery cross-countered me on the eye, and the blow smashed the little blood vessels. Fortunately, it was my left eye." Even after giving up boxing, Roosevelt remained active, turning his attention to jiu-jitsu and other pursuits, embodying his mantra of living the strenuous life. Number 8. Nicholas II's coronation ended in a deadly stampede. On May 26, 1896, the coronation of Nicholas II, Russia's last Tsar, began with grand ceremonies and celebrations. As part of the festivities, a lavish event was organized at Kodinka Field near Moscow, where food, beer, and commemorative souvenirs were promised to the estimated 400,000 attendees. Rumors spread that supplies were insufficient, leading to chaos as the massive crowd surged forward. The resulting stampede killed over 1,000 people and injured thousands more. The tragedy cast a shadow over Nicholas's reign, with critics blaming poor planning and indifference from officials. To quell public outrage, Nicholas and his wife, Alexandra, visited hospitals and distributed compensation to victims' families. However, the Kodinka tragedy became an ominous foreshadowing of the unrest and bloodshed that would define his reign, culminating in his abdication and eventual execution during the Russian Revolution. Number 9. Tug of war was an Olympic sport. Though now associated with schoolyard games, tug of war was once a serious Olympic sport. It made its debut at the 1900 Paris Games and remained part of the Olympic lineup until 1920. Teams from different nations competed by pulling their opponents over a line, often resulting in intense battles of strength and strategy. During its Olympic run, tug of war saw several controversies, including allegations of foul play. At the 1908 London Games, the British team, composed of police officers wearing heavy boots, was accused of gaining an unfair advantage. Despite such disputes, the sport was immensely popular. Ultimately, tug of war was removed from the Olympic roster, but it remains a nostalgic reminder of how much the Games have evolved. Alongside other discontinued sports like rope climbing and live pigeon shooting, it highlights the diverse history of Olympic competition. Number 10. Medieval fashionistas endured pain for pointy shoes. In the late Middle Ages, a bizarre fashion trend took hold among European elites: polaines, shoes with excessively long, pointed toes. These extravagant shoes, sometimes extending up to 20 inches, signified wealth and status, as only those who didn't perform manual labor could wear such impractical footwear. Recent studies suggest that polaines caused significant foot deformities, including bunions, due to their awkward design. Despite the physical pain they inflicted, these shoes remained wildly popular. Their prevalence alarmed moral and religious authorities, prompting Pope Urban V to condemn them in 1362. England also passed sumptuary laws restricting the length of shoe points based on social class. The poulain craze exemplifies how far people have gone in the name of fashion, even at the expense of their health, making it a medieval precursor to today's painful yet fashionable trends.